For almost a year, I followed 86, looking for something better in this new decadent age of anime. Still, anyone who's followed my content, the tiny amount who are out there, know that I have been on the front lines as a critic of it. Not for the sake of it, but for the reasons that follow. Season 1 showed me, as painful as it was to see, one of the worst first episodes I ever saw. The Legion are an ocean of copy paste, hideous CGI robots that lack any kind of originality in how lazy they are designed. They are hollow with no depth besides being evil in an aimless manner. I still have so many questions. If the robot designs had any creativity behind them, I would not get constantly confused between who's on which side. All this copy paste ruined any chance the CGI had to be decent. The first half of the series was so painfully boring. Yes, it did get better halfway. Regardless, that terrible start ruined it. It reminds me that every series I ever came to really enjoy had a strong first episode each time. I can only take so many slideshow, flapping mouse infested still frame scenes, and fake out deaths that felt annoying in how often they happened. Not even Sawano's brilliant music can salvage it. Not to mention, he oftentimes lacks creativity and sounds the same too much of the time. A simple example is the similarity between Ego from Gundam Unicorn and Avid from this series. The politics in this so-called political series is laughable compared to those that did it right, like Legend of the Galactic Heroes and Mobile Suit Gundam. Even the elementary politics of Code Geass is better than this. Melizee is so painfully politically naive and still has not grown much at all. Considering she was rebelling in class and trying to radicalize her peers, why didn't the government try to assassinate her? It only makes sense to weed out her type. No, girls doing cute things isn't enough in anime to sway me if they lack good writing. Season 2 failed and did worse where Season 1 fell apart. I get it. The 86 are broken individuals used to only war and the misery that maybe one day me and you will come to experience. I didn't need this force fed into me time and time again. Amongst this depressive tone, boring slice of life episodes made their way in. The problem with the 86 is that Shin is the only one that really matters and who has any kind of real development. The rest have been reduced to background characters. They're just there. One of the biggest problems with Season 2 is that Melizee, the best character in my opinion, was nearly absent the entire time. The 86 could not hold the anime without her. Shin lost all his development from the last season for a long time, and it continued with boring slideshow execution. I thought a series like this would have better production values. I could tell the delay was coming far before it got announced because it was obvious the production was already struggling beforehand. Yet, if there is some hope that laid anywhere in this second season, it's the last two episodes. No, I did not forget how bad the second season had been after the long absence to know that I wouldn't be deceived by one or two good episodes. The payoff here is deceiving. The last episode also did well. Out of two seasons, at least this series had two strong episodes. Why couldn't this level of quality be had throughout every episode? Not production quality, but just being a good episode in general. They were emotional, and yet I felt nothing really meaningful behind it. Just because you cried doesn't make an anime good if there's no real meaning and good writing behind it. Maybe the cast has grown on me, and yet I feel as if they have grown on me on a hollow and not so meaningful way. They lack any depth and feel as if they are just something I got used to that feels familiar. To make matters worse, an annoying little girl was introduced, whose screeching and obnoxious voice ruined any hope I had left at the time. As I witnessed the constant decline this series took among the viewers, at least it ended strong. That won't be enough to salvage it, and though I tried to be nice, I can't deny that 90% of these two seasons were trash, to put it as nicely as I can. Thank you for listening.